What are the sources of energy that are required to cause movements associated with the internal forces of the Earth? The energy required to cause movements from the Earth's internal forces, such as earthquakes and volcanic eruptions, comes from heat within the Earth. Here is how that energy works in simple ways. Heat from the core. The Earth's innermost layer, the core, is extremely hot. Convection currents. This heat from the core causes the molten material in the layer above it, called the mantle, to move. Hot material rises and cooler material sinks, creating a continuous loop called a convection current. Moving the plates. These currents act like a conveyor belt that pushes and pulls the tectonic plates. In short, the extreme heat from the Earth's core provides the energy that creates convection currents, which then moves the plates and cause internal changes to the Earth's surface. Relate various physiographic divisions you have studied in the earlier grades with various endogenic forces responsible for their origin. Endogenic forces means internal forces. The Earth's surface is constantly being shaped by internal or endogenic forces that act from within the planet. These forces, which include the movement of tectonic plates, are responsible for creating major physical features. Here is how different landforms are created by these internal forces. Fold mountains. When two large tectonic plates move toward each other and collide a convergent boundary, the crust is pushed upward and folded. This process, called folding, creates famous mountain ranges like the Himalaya. Mid-ocean ridges. When tectonic plates move away from each other, a divergent boundary, molten rock called magma, rises from deep inside the earth. This creates new land on the ocean floor and features known as mid-ocean ridges. Volcanoes. When an oceanic plate collides with a continental plate, one sinks beneath the other. This movement leads to volcanic activity, where hot magma breaks through the surface to form volcanoes. Valleys and ocean basins. The constant pushing and pulling of the Earth's plates can also create deep valleys and large ocean basins. Earthquakes. While not a division itself, earthquakes are a powerful internal force caused by plates sliding past each other or colliding. These movements shake the ground and can change the landscape suddenly. In summary, internal forces like folding, faulting, volcanic eruptions, and earthquakes are the builders that create the large-scale features of our world. Why and where do earthquakes occur frequently? Is it possible to predict earthquakes? Earthquakes occur frequently because the Earth's surface is made of large pieces called tectonic plates that are constantly moving. Why earthquakes occur? Earthquakes happen because of the movement of these plates over a hot, semi-molten layer beneath them. Heat from the Earth's core creates currents that push and pull the plates. Earthquakes are specifically triggered by colliding plates. When an oceanic plate and a continental plate crash into each other, the movement causes the ground to shake. Sliding plates. At transform boundaries, plates slide past each other. This type of movement is a major cause of earthquakes, such as those along the San Andreas Fault. Where earthquakes occur? Earthquakes occur most frequently at plate boundaries, which are the edges where two tectonic plates meet. The most famous and active area for earthquakes is the ring of fire around the Pacific Ocean. Other regions like parts of India are also at risk because they are located in earthquake-prone zones. Can earthquakes be predicted? The sources suggest while we cannot predict exactly when an earthquake will happen, we can identify earthquake-prone regions. Scientific identification. By understanding the plate tectonics, scientists can tell which areas are more likely to experience earthquakes, which helps in managing disaster. Ancient methods. In ancient India, scholars like Varahamihira tried to predict earthquakes by observing animal behavior, planetary alignments, and changes in the weather. In summary, we can identify where earthquakes are likely to happen. Focusing on precautionary measures and disaster management is currently the best way to handle them. Plate movements are responsible for the distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes explain. The Earth's surface is broken into several large and small pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are constantly moving because of heat from the Earth's core, which creates convection currents that push and pull them. Plate movements explain the distribution of earthquakes and volcanoes in the following ways. Meeting at boundaries. Most earthquakes and volcanoes happen at the edges where these plates meet, called plate boundaries, crashing together. When an oceanic plate and a continental plate collide, the oceanic plate sinks beneath the other, which triggers volcanic eruptions and earthquakes. Sliding past. At transform boundaries, where plates slide past each other, the movement creates the friction and pressure that causes earthquakes. Concentrated zones. Because these events are caused by plates interacting, they are not spread evenly across the world but are found in specific areas. The ring of fire. A perfect example is the ring of fire around the Pacific Ocean, which is a region where many plate boundaries meet, resulting in a high concentration of both volcanoes and earthquakes. In short, the movement of and interaction of these plates at their boundaries determine exactly where most volcanic activities and earthquakes will occur. How are deforestation and erosion associated with each other? Explain. Deforestation and erosion are closely linked because plants and trees act as a natural shield for the Earth's surface. Here is how they are associated in simple terms. Trees hold soil together. The roots of trees and plants are very important because they can hold the soil in place and keep it firm. Deforestation leaves land exposed. When trees are cut down, that is, when deforestation is done, the ground is left naked or exposed to the elements. Easier for erosion to happen. Without trees to hold it, the soil becomes loose, making it very easy for running water and wind to wash or blow it away, which is called erosion. Causes natural disasters. The lack of protection can lead to serious problems such as landslides on steep hillsides where the soil loses its balance, leads to dust storms. In dry areas, deforestation leaves the soil too loose that strong winds can easily pick up fine particles, creating frequent dust storms. In short, trees prevent erosion by keeping the soil stable. When trees are removed, the soil is easily destroyed by wind and water. Develop a plan to protect the land in your local area from erosion. To protect the land in your local area from erosion, you can follow this simple plan. Plant more trees. How it works? The most important step is to grow more trees because their roots hold the soil together. Why? When trees are removed, that is, when deforestation is done, the soil becomes loose and is easily washed away by rain or blown away by wind. Use hillside protection if the land is sloped. If you live in an area with hills, you can use these special techniques. Terracing. Create a series of steps on the hillside. This prevents the soil from sliding straight down. Contouring. Dig long trenches along the natural curves of hills. These trenches catch and hold rainwater so it doesn't rush down and wash away the dirt. Bunding. Build small earth walls along the hills. These act like speed bumps for water, slowing it down so it doesn't carry soil away. Slow down running water. Check dams. Build small dams across streams. These reduce the speed of the water, which prevents it from cutting deep into the ground and causing erosion. Jabbo system. This is an integrated way of using earthen walls on hills to manage water and keep the soil safe. Better land management. Keep drains clean. Make sure water can flow through proper channels so it doesn't overflow and wash away the surrounding land. Avoid unplanned building. Don't build houses or roads on steep slopes without a plan, as it can disturb the balance of the soil and lead to landslides. By following these steps, especially planting trees and slowing down water, we can keep our local soil fertile and protect our homes from the danger caused by erosion. What precautionary measures will you take if you are staying in an earthquake prone region? If you are staying in an earthquake prone region, you can follow these simple precautionary measures to stay safe before, during, and after the event. Before an earthquake, know your area. Use scientific knowledge like the theory of plate tectonics to identify if you are in a high risk region so you can manage the danger better. Stay informed. Pay close attention to the radio, TV, or newspapers for any emergency alerts or warnings. Watch for signals. Historically, people in India have looked for natural warning signs such as unusual animal behavior or sudden changes in the weather to predict potential shaking. During an earthquake, stay calm. It is very important to remain calm and avoid listening to rumors that might cause unnecessary panic. Stay together. Make sure you stay with your companions or family members so that no one is left alone during the emergency. After the earthquake, check for help. Look for people who might be injured or trapped and help them if it is safe to do so. Avoid new dangers. Do not walk over loose debris and stay away from broken electrical wires or poles. Be careful with water. Do not drink water directly from rivers, wells, or springs after the event, as the disaster may have contaminated it.